What is going on, everyone? So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite stocks in the world. We're going to be talking about FUBO Stock. There's a lot we need to talk about, but I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. So yeah, just stick around. Make sure you smash that like button before we get started. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new here, because I drop videos just like this one every single day. And now, without any further ado, let us go ahead and get started. And in case you're wondering why FUBO is one of my favorite stocks to talk about, well, because there's a great opportunity here, and that's why I'm reporting on it today. There's a strong catalyst for FUBO TV stock that hasn't been tapped yet. And you may be wondering, well, what in the hell is this opportunity? Well, there's been a series of regulatory wins that aren't yet reflected in FUBO's stock price. So let's talk about those very quickly. But first, we need to start talking about 2020 and what the hell happened in 2020. In 2020, it seemed that this New York-based virtual content provider, yeah, we're talking about FUBO, was the talk of the town and a hot item on the New York Stock Exchange, but the buzz surrounding FUBO stock has pretty much cooled off in 2021. So, in fact, from January 1st to mid-September, the share price had its ups and downs, but went nowhere. Does this mean that it's time to abandon ship and seek better returns elsewhere? Not necessarily. First of all, 2020 was a tremendous year for FUBO stock, and it was also a tremendous year for many other stocks. So it's normal for these stocks to have a natural period of consolidation. That's kind of what we talked about yesterday with Bingo stock when I reported on that. But just maybe this market is preparing to take the stock on another rocket ride. It would only require one piece of good news, and there's no shortage of good news lately for FUBO TV stock. Some people say it was pumped in early 2021, even to the point of surpassing $52 on February 1st. During that time, this meme stock phenomenon, as some like to refer to it as, was in full effect. And we also discussed this in yesterday's video talking about BNGO, when we said that, February was when we saw its all-time highs. The short squeeze mob pretty much took control of FUBO earlier this year, but they might stage another rally in the future. But this is difficult to predict, so that's not what we're here to talk about today. And instead of obsessing over meme stock prospects, we can view the situation as a value investor, or from a value investor's perspective. So in mid-September, FUBO stock was around half price compared to the early February peak. Therefore, you may have an opportunity to buy the shares in hopes of doubling your investment at some point. Same thing with BNGO, as I said yesterday. You're pretty much, well, you're getting that at a third of the price. FUBO, about half of its all-time high. So there's kind of a pattern here, okay? Right now, these same stocks, these are all stocks that I've been holding for quite some time. These are all stocks that I've reported on my channel for quite some time. And right now, there's an opportunity here. So I'm kind of doing videos on every different stock that I'm holding, or a few of the stocks that I'm holding that I believe are still wonderful companies and that have a bright future ahead. So pay attention. But if you truly believe in this company, you can pretty much check on its recent progress, and I think that you're going to find that there's a lot to like here. So FUBO TV, if you don't know what it is, if you're new here, it's an up-and-comer in the iGaming and sports betting markets. But in order to make progress in those markets, the company needs to get permission from regulators to conduct business legally. And in the U.S., there's a patchwork of various laws, rules, regulations. All of these vary from one state to the next. So a win in one state isn't to make or break for FUBO TV, but it's certainly very helpful as the company seeks to dominate the sports wagering market. So one recent coup for FUBO TV, for example, occurred in the state of Iowa. There, the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission granted approval to FUBO TV to offer advanced deposit online sports betting within the state through a market access agreement with Casino Queen. So once this is launched, sports bettors in Iowa will have access to the Watching Now feature of FUBO Sportsbook, and this in turn should provide fans in the Hawkeye state with a seamless integration of sports wagering and live streaming. If this isn't enough for you, let me just remind you, in previous videos when I've reported on FUBO, I've told you guys that other major companies are trying to copy what FUBO is doing. And when that happens, you know that they're doing something right. So this is definitely a company you want to look into if you've never heard of them before, if you've never invested in them, if you're not holding any shares. This is something you want to look into because the prices right now are kind of attractive. I think that they're going to at least double, if not more, in the very near future. When I say very near future, I'm actually talking about like a year out, but it's still worth holding on to. As always, I'm still holding my position in FUBO. I've been selling call options, covered calls on the stock to help me make money while I'm sitting there holding the stock and help me acquire more shares. I'm going to continue acquiring more shares. They're holding a certain level. I think it's in the range of about $27 to $28, somewhere around there. It's been trading like that for several months, and I expect that to continue going on until we're out of this, what the market's going through right now. If it goes below that, you better believe I'm going to be buying more. This is a company I believe in. The CEO is a go-getter. This is one hell of a company, in my opinion, but I'm not a financial advisor. But I do well for myself investing in good companies like this one. That's all my opinion, by the way, but you know, if you're following this channel, hopefully you've made a lot of money following my opinions. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're new, because I'll be dropping videos just like this one every day talking about my favorite stocks and why I'm invested in them.